Hey everybody, and hope everyone's doing great as usual, of course. And I had a brief video I wanted to do, and I just thought it was really funny. So I was having some. Uh, I was talking with my spiritual guides as usual, and we were talking about aliens. And just to let you know, they are absolutely real. There's planets out there. That's becoming more obvious now with a lot of the videos and disclosure from a lot of people in the government about the reality of aliens and UFO. And there's just a ton of life out there, and some is highly advanced, and some of them look like us. Some of them look like what we've come to call as gray aliens. Like the guy like Roger from American Dad. So if you Google it, you'll see what I mean. They have like big heads and huge eyes. There are ones that look like us, just like humans, just a little bit bigger. And there are ones that there's a lot. There's a lot of different forms and varieties of life out there. And there are ones that are really tiny that are just like a few inches tall and look like little bald people kind of, but with huge heads. So with all these forms of life out there, I was thinking, because we always see, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, I'm sorry. But we always see like in the movies and Star Trek and things like that. So I was asking, and you can talk to them too with your abilities. You can send questions and ask, and remember, they die and cross over too and have souls, and you can speak with them. You can actually speak with them. Believe it or not, there's a way to communicate with physical civilizations using spiritual abilities too. I'll do another video on that. I think that's great, but you could communicate with them, the ones that lived on the other planets, just like you can with souls, that lived on Earth and died and crossed over. So. But I had asked, I was like, well, hey, do you guys have, I was just asking them in general, but I was like, do you guys have like, I don't know, like tacos? And so they do have rough equivalent of things like tacos on their planet. One of the funniest things I thought was I had asked them, I was like, do you guys have like, because, excuse me, some of these civilizations are really, advanced and have achieved certain levels of technology and knowledge that is just like hundreds of thousands of years more advanced than us. And they have fixed things like hunger and poverty and disease to a large degree. But I had asked, well, I imagine you guys still have criminals, because it is free will and that sort of thing. So do you guys have like crime syndicates? Like do you guys have like the Mafia on your planet? And they do. So it's really funny to imagine like these little creatures that are like 3 inches tall, with like Italian suits, and some of them are like really huge and fat, and they like talk with their hands. I don't know if that's what they look like, but like just. I'm trying to imagine, I'm trying to take what I know from Earth and, map that onto their culture. It made me laugh really hard, actually. And I had asked to, like, do you guys have, like, biker gangs, like the Hells Angels? And they do. Okay, so this is interesting because they have, not all, like a lot of planets out there are just like us at a certain stage of evolution, but some have achieved the understanding of literally infinity itself, like physical infinity and 0-point energy, and don't use non-renewable resources like gasoline and oil and stuff like that. So they have like the Hells Angels and biker gangs on their planets, for example, the ones that use bikes to get around, but they don't use gas. They use 0-point energy. So, which is like free, renewable, infinite energy that they can power their entire planet with. Remember, it's not all the planets; it's just some of the planets. I had heard from some of them So I was asking in general. I wasn't talking to any one person in particular. Like, sometimes I just ask, well, hey, you guys, and then I'm referring to like all of them, and I hear an answer in a group context, for example. So that's how I talk to a lot of groups when I'm communicating. Sometimes it's more specific and individual, but I had heard their response was, yeah, we basically have the same things that you guys have, on Earth. And I was like, wow. So it is so funny because I was picture like gray aliens, like old ones with huge beer bellies and like handlebar mustaches, like with riding their Harleys, but not like Harleys, like the loud ones, but ones that use 0 point like electromagnetic fields. So I don't know if their bikes are quiet. I never actually asked them. So because biker Harley, they're loud. I don't know if you've ever heard a Harley go by, but they're freaking loud. So it's just so funny just to like picture these aliens looking and talking like like gangsters and biker gangs. It was pretty funny. So we had a really great conversation. This is just recently, just in the last few days, actually. And so thank you for that understanding. I just wanted to share that with you. I got a kick out of it. And it was interesting to kind of put some context around life on other planets and what they go through, because it's similar if you think about it. At the most fundamental level, we're alive, we have families, and we have weapons for protection and things like that. So same fundamental ideas, sociologically speaking, groups and individual and units that work together, tribalism, food, sleep, shelter, transportation, of course, laws, which means you're going to have people who follow them and people who don't. So, like all these things that we experience here on Earth is very much real on other planets. Anyways, take that information and just kind of ponder it for a while and just think about, what else exists out there just like we have on Earth. So it's pretty funny. One question I left open-ended, and I haven't returned to this, and I really want to do another video on this. So like the videos we've seen, I actually asked them, like, we've seen some like limited videos, proof of you guys, a variety of beings, and then of course we've heard some speculation about what other planet, the life on other planets, what they look like. So the ones that are more humanoid I can understand, but I asked like the gray aliens are a very real race of beings out there. The ones we call grays, they're shorter. I don't know, 3 or 4 feet tall, maybe 4 or 5 feet tall, but they have large heads with no hair on them, and just like these big black eyes. And I was like, there's a video you can find. It's a very real video that leaked from Area 51. You can find online of one of these creatures. So there's a lot of speculation, is it real or not? It is definitely real from what I understand. So, but I was like, okay, so that's what you guys look like. I was asking them the same questions, and I was like, what do your women look like? Do they have bald heads too? Like, do they have lipstick? Like, do you guys even have noses? Because I didn't even see noses in the video. And they didn't have ears. So I was like, what's considered like pretty on your planet? Like, what's are you guys chicks, or are you guys like all genderless? I don't know. So that was like the last question I asked before I had to go to bed the other night. So I don't know what the answer was, but I'll get back to you on that. So anyways, I thought I'd just share that information. I thought it was pretty entertaining. They do have crime on their planets and similar sorts of things, gangs and syndicates and things like that. Even ones that revolve around transportation, like the Hells Angels, for example. So anyways, I hope you found it entertaining. I sure did. And thanks for watching. And any ideas or questions, I'd love to be able to ask them. I'll get you guys the answer. So let me know in the comments. And again, thank you very much. And like and subscribe if you haven't. You guys take care. Thank you.